what do you take from that time now or from that time then and go and apply it to your athletes now? Like you guys need X amount of fights. Like, is there a trajectory? Like, what's kind of from that time?
Yeah. So what I think the reason why the reason why I had success back then is I had already a lot of combat experience. Although it wasn't MMA, but wrestling. I mean, we were back then in Sturgeon we were a force to reckon to be a small community in wrestling. We were doing every other weekend tournament, so I had a lot of matches, and I had started in grade 5. So I've had those jitters and whatnot, where like the guys that I were competing against, they had some kickboxing tournament or fights and stuff like that, but nowhere near my type of experience. So one, I realized, actually more now as a coach, I was like, now we have a platform that we could do amateur fights. Because the reality is in pro fighting, right? If you start a career bad, let's say you lose your first 3 fights, and your goal and your aspiration is to go into the show, whether it's a UFC belt or one. There's obviously more than one pro organization now. But anyways, they're not gonna look at you if you're 8 and 8.
Yeah.
Even if you would lose your first 8 and then win your next 8, they wouldn't look at you. Right? So your record matters.
Yeah.
The UFC wants to sign 9-0 guys.
Yeah, the professional 9-0 guys before.
Right? So
interesting.
Going to the amateur circuit gives you the ability to not stress about the record and go through the experience, go through the jitters, go through the process. And don't get me wrong when I say not caring about the win and W. Of course, I want the guys to win. Hands down. But
a bit bigger.
I want them to have the experience.
Yeah.
Because you could be, I know guys just go, get into this sport. I remember guys, man, guys that would lit me up in the gym.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they go and fight for real, and they would crap the bed.
Yeah.
All the time. I'd call them gym champions.
Yeah.
It's they're really good at the gym when it's all comfortable. They're in front. They're with their friends. But as soon as there's the lights and the crowd and the stress and whatnot, they would shit the bed. So going in through the amateur circuit, you could go through that and you could shit the bed.
Yeah.
Until you figure it out, until you control, the experience is not just the fight itself, it's everything surrounding the fight. Getting used to all those stimulus, so you can control. 'Cause a lot of times you'll see people when you see a guy why is he gassed out in the first round?
Yeah.
Well, it's not because he didn't do a good training camp or he's out of shape. It's because he didn't control his anxiety.
They just don't get it.
His nervous system just shut down because he was hyperventilating, forgot to breathe, there's a perfect threshold of what they call the alpha state.
Yeah.
Right? Well, the SEALs and stuff, they do that 10 times more with live rounds and scenarios where they put their guys into real scenarios to eventually being able to own that kind of alpha state where there's enough stress but you're able to control it, and it's the perfect balance of all the emotions and stuff, right? Well, you need to train that, right? So being able to do it in the amateur world where I didn't get the chance, and all my athletes are young. Why rush these kids, right?
Early 20s.
Yeah, mid-20s, early 20s, yeah.